Hola, mi gente, ¿qué pasa? Meester Mario aquí. And today's guest is Mr. Angelo Castricone. He's originally from Buffalo, but lives in Miami. Lucky man. You can see him on Instagram at Mr. Angelo C. I love that name. He studied at Florida Medical Training Institute. He's one of those guys, like he's like that best friend that people want. You know what I mean? He's just he's like superpower is not only making people laugh, but he's there when somebody needs a friend. They say that Nicholas Shea looks like him, the guy from 98 Degrees. He's been on his own since he was 18 years old, so he's an independent man handling his business. He hasn't had a drink in over a year, so his mind is straight that he wants to have children. He doesn't have any children. So, Angelo, with all these awesome things going on, looking like Nicholas Shea, why are you still single?
Wow, right to it. Well, buenas tardes to you too, Meester Mario.
What's up, brother? Did you learn that in Buffalo?
Estoy aprendiendo. I'm learning. Yeah. There goes. Yeah, sure. There we go.
Yes, you definitely are from Miami. I guess you get your stamp of approval.
That's right. I've been here long enough.
How long you been in Miami?
I've been here in 2003. I was here in 2003 for a year. I moved back home. I actually opened up a club back in Buffalo for about a year, and then I came back. So
yeah, I would say smart choice.
Yeah. I mean, I realized what I was missing when I left, but yep,
exactly. I'm still here. So I'm assuming that you enjoyed it so much that you didn't have any children though, and now you do want to. So why are you still single? Like you said, you want to have kids. You haven't had a drink in a year. You got all this success. Why are you still single?
I think it's probably maybe a numerous of reasons, but forgive me if I jump around here. But
let's jump everywhere.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So it's not knowing about what I want. I also know what I don't want. You know what I mean? And at this age, at 40, about to be 41, I feel like I've seen and done. You know, there's a lot of life experiences that you see people through. I mean, for example, so I grew up. My family owned like a club. Started in 1988. So since I've ever been in Buffalo, correct.
Okay.
So since I've been 12 years old, I've been bar backing in the club. So I think I've been exposed to a lot of things that people haven't seen. You know, I feel
give me a couple of examples because being a bar back at 12 years old, man, I got to know what you saw.
Right. So, I mean, you obviously know how the club business works. Everybody knows. So, how it's just a different breed of people. You know, you see now the security guards, taking girls upstairs.
I have no clue what's going on upstairs.
You can imagine. You can figure that out for yourself. But, I see a lot of cheating going on with couples. I feel like I've been exposed to a lot of things at an early age. I've seen the negative sides of women, not so much the positive. So I think that's followed me throughout the years. And then when I turned 18, I started bartending.
With 6 years already, having 6 years of experience of being in the club. Amazing.
Correct. So, I mean, it just me growing up like that alone, I feel has some effect. Like I said, I've always seen what women are capable of.
But they're angels. They do nothing wrong.
Huh?
They're angels. They do nothing wrong.
You're talking about aliens at that point. We're guilty too. We're both guilty, but I'm always speaking for myself because this is, my life I can't talk about. I can't vouch for anybody else. So I feel like I've always seen the negative of women, not so much the positive.
That's because you've been in the club scene for so long.
I'm sorry?
That's because you've been in the club scene for so long, you're saying.
The clubs going out, yeah. Like I said, I just I feel like I've been surrounded by the worst of the women, not so much the better of them. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's about the quality, and I feel like growing up and being a part of, I haven't been a part of good women. You know what I mean? So I've been around the other half.
Okay, so that's why you're an expert on what you don't want.
Correct. So I think that's part of it. So there's always been in the back of my head, like you're in my eyes, you're guilty until proven innocent. So I feel like that has a lot to do with it, and it does. So, I mean, I've had maybe like 3 serious relationships in my life. So the first one,
Now, serious, does that mean it was long term?
Yes. I mean, what was your idea of long term? So one was I had 4 years, and another one was probably about 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I didn't want to raise children or have get married or have children with someone I thought that wasn't going to be a good mother either. So,
right.
Yes.
Did you meet these girls in the club?
No, the one I pretty much grew up with. But at that time, she was in New York City, I was in Buffalo, and then I moved to Florida, and we were kind of doing a long distance. So in my eyes, like I was kind of chasing my lifestyle and my career where she was doing the same. So obviously that's not a good place to, good spot to be in to raise a child or children for that matter.
Yep.
My next relationship was years down the road. I was bartending at the time. She was bartending at the time. So again, was it fun? Yes. But at the same time, in the back of my head, I really can't be too serious because I can't raise a child in this atmosphere in that life.
Ah, okay. I'm seeing a
pattern. You know what I mean?
Okay,
and then the next one.
It goes back to what you were doing for your living. Got it.
Correct. And then the next one was the same concept. She was waitressing. I was bartending. And once again, the focus was somewhere else. Yes, it was fun. Did I love her? Of course. But at the same time, I'm like, I can't have a child with this person because of what I've seen and what, what they're doing. Am I guilty? Probably. I'm guilty as well, probably. But
you said, I give you credit for saying that. A lot of people can't say that. But like they like to point the finger. They don't like the three that face.
Correct. Well, you got the gun point. I get. Hey, would I make the greatest father back then? Maybe not. But there's always I could always change my life for that person because I know once you have children, that's it. My life is over. That child would be so important to me, and my family would be so important to me. Everything else would be second best. Especially nowadays.
You're definitely a family man.
Yeah. I mean, I did. I grew up in a huge family outings. I did. So I always had good family values as well. You know what I mean?
Right. So it seems like you got a nice balance there. You got great family values. You've had family your whole life, and you've had this if you're 40 years old, you've been in the club since you were 12, bro. That's like 28 years, right?
Of course,
like 28 years of being in the clubs. That's like you've lived the club for like a few generations. You know what I mean?
Correct. And I've always been surrounded by the women that are club women. You know what I mean? So I haven't been really exposed to a good person as far as a woman. So
do you still work in the clubs or no?
No, I've been since I got hired with the fire department. I mean,
so okay, great.
2014, I have been in the clubs.
You know what? I'll show my ignorance. Are there any female firefighters?
I'm sorry?
Do you know of any female firefighters?
Of course. I work with a lot of them.
A lot?
But that's not my style.
Wait. Yes, there are, meaning that there are a lot. I know I see a lot of female cops.
There's a lot of women firefighters. Sure.
Really? They should make a calendar of them because I know they got a calendar.
They do have one. They do.
They do?
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't think not specifically for my department, but if you Google like women in the fire department, I'm sure something will come up. Sure, of course.
We're gonna have to look for that because hold on 1 second. We can you have a calendar. I just shed light on that. I just put the wrong one up there. But there you go. That's where you can find Angelo's calendar.
There you go.
Firefighterscalendar.com. I bet you we can probably find the women on there too.
Yeah, I tried to get all 12 months, but it didn't happen.
Which month did you get?
Well, I did 3 years. I was on 2016, 2017, and 2020. So I think 2016
same month every year.
I was July. Sorry.
Okay.
And then 2016, 2017, I was July, and in 2020, I was November.
Okay. So it's July and November. I don't know if that makes a difference, or maybe because who knows? Maybe like astrologically, the girl who loves you, in November. I don't know, but I didn't know that. It's okay. So they're female, a lot of female firefighters, and they have their own calendar.
Correct. I believe they do. Not in my department, like I said, but if you were to research it, I'm sure it'll come up.
We're gonna have to do some research. Hey, buddy, have you ever dated a firefighter? You said it's not your style, but
never.
Have you ever done it?
No, never. First of all, no, I'd rather not. They're just not my style.
Okay. So what is your style? I mean,
I also don't like to
club
set
for the
myself
last 28 years. But like, what's your style now?
I try to find a good girl now. I don't have like so much. What's the word I'm looking for? I mean, I have a style. I know what I want, but it's like I don't have.
How about this, Angelo? What are the characteristics?
Correct. I don't have a specific look I'm looking for.
Okay.
Before, for me, I think maybe it was more about like looks than personality. But now, as you get older, it switches. Because what good is it looks if I can't talk to you for more than 10 minutes? And being in Miami, where like it's like the capital of that, of looks, looks first. So it's very, very hard.
Tell me about it.
It's very, very hard where I'm at.
But you love it.
I do because there's a lot of things to do here, like the weather, to go to the beach. So as far as activity wise, I like it. So I mean, something I guess I gotta sacrifice that,
I guess I got it. Like I got you've done the club thing. It's out of your system. You've done it like enough for like I said, 10 guys, and it's out of your system. You're a firefighter. You're obviously in great shape because you're making the cover. I mean, not the cover, but making the calendar not only once but 3 times. Yep. I mean, we know you're like one of the things you're. I mean, I was reading your bio. One of the things you're most proud of is not only your superpower making people laugh, but you're not just a comedian. You're also the guy that somebody can call when they need, I guess, just an ear to listen to them, right?
Right. I think for the most part is because a lot of the times I get the calls because I'm always honest with people, and whether it's good or bad, mean or not, I'm always honest. I don't go around hurting people's feelings. Don't get me wrong, but if they're to ask me something, I'm gonna answer them honestly.
Got it.
For instance,
straight shooter.
Right. For instance, just something so petty as I had a female call me, hey, she was whatever she was wearing. She's like, hey, all my friends say this look good, but I want to ask your advice just because I know you're going to be honest with me. So something as petty as that, it goes a long way. And plus my friends, they always just to say I'm just the loyalest person they know, so.
That's a great call.
To me, that means a lot. To me, that means a lot.
Yeah. I hear you, and it's actually I think a woman would love that quality. So like I'm trying to, it's like you build this case, like you're 40 years old, you're in great shape, obviously a good looking dude, you got a stable career.
But for women, that's not always an advantage.
What's really? So you don't think all this for you is an advantage?
I feel like a lot of women doesn't want anybody that's prettier than they are. You know what I'm saying? They want the attention. You know what I mean? So they want all the attention, and God forbid to go out and somebody's paying you attention, not them. Like they don't like that. They don't like that.
Okay.
Women don't like to feel insecure. A lot of women are insecure. They just are. So when a lot of women are with me, they might feel insecure because I'm not always complimenting them. Like it gets exhausting. Like I'm here because I like you. I don't have to tell you I look good every single day. So that's not always a benefit to have.
Okay. So. I'm building up the case of why you're still single. I know you want to have kids, but it seems like, I mean, it just seems like
another thing is
you just finished the club scene or something like that. Like when was the last time you worked in a club and you dated somebody who was in a club?
2013.
Okay, so we're already 5-7 years in.
Right. But I've been so long, it kind of carries. You know what I mean? Like I said, I've done a lot of things. I've seen a lot of things. So
right.
That doesn't just disappear out of my mind,
No, I hear you.
Like 10 years ago feels like it was yesterday. You know what I mean? For everything,
because you're living forever vacation.
Right. Right. But at the same time, like this day and age, now that I'm 40, with all the social media going on, like you see what's going on. Like you got mothers taking pictures of themselves in bikinis and exploiting themselves on Instagram, Facebook, and what kind of mother is that? So now I got to backtrack. I'm dating someone now. She's got bikini pics or whatever, she's exposing herself on Instagram. Like that's not gonna make. Yeah, it's fun to hang out with you, but that's not gonna make a good mother. Like, can you imagine your mother doing that 20 years ago?
Like this?
Yeah. And their kids are taking the pictures for them. Like, what kind of mother is that? I couldn't imagine my mother doing that ever. Like, your kids don't even have a chance these days. Like, kids are school and high school. Oh, look at this kid's mom. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I imagine that'd be hard. Imagine like you had a MILF. And like all your friends, like, look at your mom's pictures.
You're not even giving your kid a chance. Now, in my Instagram, like, do I have, half naked pics, me showing of course I do. But obviously, guys and girls are different. That's what it is.
We're gonna have to check it out. We're gonna have to go to Mr. Angelo C and see those half naked pics. Yeah. Dude, you're a firefighter on a calendar. Of course, you got those pics.
Right. I at least had a purpose behind it. But like, if I got involved with a woman, and she was like, "Hey, you know what I mean," and a family, I would definitely take those pics down. It wouldn't be an issue.
Oh, okay, got it. So it doesn't define you. It's just what you're doing now. And if your woman was like, "Hey, listen, I'd rather you take those pictures down," you'd have no problem with it.
Yeah, I would have no problem with that.
Wow. Okay.
And cool. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like a half naked girl is a lot different than a half naked guy. There's different parts of the body that's being shown, and
yeah, you're right.
You don't think that way, then you're a fool. I'm sorry.
I'm sure we'll have some women that will disagree with you on this. Maybe some dudes that disagree. But you know what? That's good because you're a straight shooter.
Perfect. Then I'll take a picture of my shirt off. You take a picture of your shirt off. You don't want to do it? Why? Because it's different.
It's so true.
We'll do it. They're fine.
I'm sure someone will disagree with you. I'm not. Hey, listen.
If they let's do it. Yeah, right. If you disagree, it's the same thing. Then let's do it and see what happens. Let's do it.
We'll see what. We'll see who gets more followers on Instagram. Right. So what are you doing, Angelo? Now that you got your head straight. I think you said this. You said you haven't had a drink in a year. Is everything okay, or is that just by choice?
Yeah, it was just by choice. To be honest, I get really bad hangovers, and every time I'd have alcohol or go out, my hangovers would last like 10 days. Just hungover, all the symptoms you get with being hungover. You're nauseous, depression, all this stuff. So I woke up one morning and I'm like, you know what? I'm taking a break. I'm taking a year off, and just to see if I could do it, because I feel like if I can't do that, I had a problem. I would have a problem. You know what I mean? So. Yes. I took off, and once I said it, I kind of just couldn't go back on my word, and that was it. I mean, there has been times where it's been hard. It wasn't the stopping the drinking as far as being drunk being difficult. It was the events that were with it. You know what I mean? So, for instance, I'd go to like a football game, and I'd like to have a beer or two just to hang out. I didn't get drunk, but I did it. Or we went snowboarding, we all went to a bar, had a couple of drinks, and I was kind of like sitting there, whatever. But it wasn't that difficult,
for all the fellas out there, what did you substitute? Because you're a cool dude, you're easy to hang out with, and it's like, all right, great, like maybe it's like you don't have a drinking problem, but like you said, you go snowboarding or you go hanging out by the beach. Instead of having a beer or at the Dolphins game, instead of having a beer, what did you substitute it with?
Just water, sometimes Red Bull. Okay. That was really it, And it's not like, oh, let me just have one drink. It's got to be nothing. Because you know what I mean? You can't be like, oh, I'll just have one drink at this place. You can't. It's just got to be nothing. So, and I set myself a date. Maybe I should have said 6 months because a year was a long time. But I did it. But May 3rd was the year. May 3rd was the year. And so that was it. But it's just something and a lot of people respected that. They're like, listen, they tried to give me a drink, but I did it. And I was like, man, I respect you hold out that long because it's not easy. It's not, especially the background I came from and the people that like to go out, it wasn't easy. But
yeah,
I didn't put this for myself.
Being in the club industry, partying, living in Miami.
My friends, because I'm single at 40, so not everybody's my age. Some people are 25, 26, so they still want to go out. You know what I mean? So
right,
I'm still living life as a single bachelor. So
yeah, you just gotta make up. You just gotta make sure you can turn up with them. You know what I'm saying? Where like they're going crazy. Like,
I can't.
Let's go home, guys.
I could turn it up, but the next day I couldn't. I was like a puddle. I'm like, listen, you guys will be 40 soon. Don't worry. Keep talking.
They'll be lucky if they look like you at 40. We know what happens to people when they drink too much, dude. So what are you doing? Because you've got this colorful background, and with the clubs and the traveling and like living the Miami lifestyle. But now you want to have kids. You don't have them, but you want them. So what is it that you're doing now that's different from what you were doing in the past to help you achieve that goal?
Well, I feel like I'm more stable now. Because obviously bartending and everything else wasn't stable. So I feel like I'm more stable. I've experienced what I needed to experience. Don't get me wrong, I still like to take vacations and all that stuff, but as far as career-wise, I feel like I'm more stable. I can provide better. I didn't want to have a family. I don't want to start a family or kids if I couldn't provide for them the way I wanted to. Now, I don't want to be rich and all, but it's nice to have that check to keep coming in. I can be stable, you know what I mean, to have a schedule. Mm-hmm. So I feel like that was a huge step for me.
Congratulations. That's awesome. I mean, I can totally understand how that would make a big difference in your decision to be like, all right, I want to have kids now. How about finding girls?
Yeah.
How about finding the women? Like, I understand what you've done career-wise. What have you done in that's different from before in your pursuit of finding your wife and life partner?
Well, I really don't go out as much anymore. Like I said, I stopped drinking. And put it this way, I stopped drinking and I'm still single. So I can't really use that excuse as the clubs, and I think I took different trips, and I would do it. For instance, when I turned 40, I went to Washington D.C. instead of going to like Vegas and all the other stupid stuff. Well,
you've probably been to Vegas 100 times already. So
I used to live there too. So I mean, I'm just giving that as an example.
Got it. Are you using are you using any of the dating apps? Like what are you doing to?
I did a dating app, but there's always a catch with them. I don't like a couple of examples. I don't like to meet women that have kids, so that's done with that. And then you meet some of these women that have kids and they still live with their parents or they live with their mother. Like, why are you not independent by now? Whether you're 23, 24, you're responsible enough to have children, but you're not responsible enough to have a job and live by yourself. So, okay, that's a red flag for me. I don't want someone that's already been married. Like, you failed already. Like, being married is supposed to be a sacred event. One time. It's supposed to be one time. Wow. So a lot of people take that lightly. I don't want to get married and, if I get divorced, I get divorced. No, you're supposed to get married one time. You're supposed to give your life for that person. And not everybody thinks like that. I think I'm an old soul. So I think in this day and age, it's very hard. It's very hard. What?
I appreciate being such a straight shooter. It's because people need to hear the truth. And all of us we're all different. And if that's not so, like for you, it's I guess it can narrow the road. And I like to say, like, okay, if you've been married before, not interested. If you have kids, not interested. Great. Just all of a sudden, there's not a million women out there for you. It's just like there is this woman. Is there an age range of a woman you're looking for?
Correct. And again, I mean, Like, I'm not perfect by far. I'm not perfect by far, but I'm willing to give it a chance. And like I said, like I know what I want, I know what I don't want. So, and I refuse. Marriage is called settling. I refuse to settle. You know what I mean? If you're not willing to give your life to step in front of a bullet for that person, you have no business being with them. Zero.
Wow. And is there? I asked earlier. I didn't get the answer though. Is there an age range of woman that you're looking for?
No.
Okay, so you're open. She could be older than you.
Not a specific type, not a specific age.
What characteristics does she have? Is she short? Is she taller? Is she like a bookworm? Is she like a comedian? Like what gets you going?
Obviously I like a girl who's takes care of herself, who has respect for her body. I don't want someone that's
healthy.
Listen, I work out a lot, but I don't talk about it all the time. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not someone
you're in great shape, dude.
Huh?
I said you let your body doing the talking. Like,
we're not even that. Like, my conversations aren't about the gym or you know what I mean? I talk about
I'll give you a plug. Show everybody your shirt.
Bills Mafia. Yeah, I live in Miami Beach, but I'm still a Buffalo Bills fan, and all my family's still in Buffalo. I left by myself. So
it really wasn't to show the Bills because
sorry.
Your arms were in there too. Your arms having to beat. There you go. Fantastic.
I
was trying to hook you up in a nice subtle way, but it didn't work out, so I had to go straight for the.
Can I just have a conversation with my shirt on?
You just brought me for a body.
What I'm talking about. I'm trying to be, professional here, and this is what I get.
I'm trying to be professional with my tank top and my hat on backwards.
Maybe that's the problem with the women too. Listen, look here, focus.
Stop looking at my arms.
It's like, for instance, when I work out, I do CrossFit, but I leave it in the gym. I do CrossFit, and that's it. Like, people are like, CrossFit this, but I just do it for the workout, man. Like, relax.
Would you be open to meeting a girl who does CrossFit?
Man, you froze.
Yeah, okay. Wait, it'll come back. Hold on. Would you be open to meeting a girl who does CrossFit?
Of course.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So
I'm very open when it comes to women. Like I said, I don't have a specific type.
That's so funny. Okay, I think he froze. Well, hopefully it comes back pretty soon. There you go. Okay, we just froze for a moment. You don't have a specific type, but you want to. What seems to be important is health. Health. That's important to you.
Well, yeah, because it says a lot. Like, if you're not willing to respect yourself, you're not going to respect me or anybody else for that matter, or
anything
children.
Else?
I like bubbly girls. I like girls who are like lively. They're just bubbly. Like, hey, I like that. I like girls who bring me energy because I'm very energetic. I do a lot of activities, so I like these women. I like them bubbly. I like them energetic. I like women that don't need to be reminded how beautiful they are all the time. I like ones who.
So they gotta be secure.
Correct. I like women who take charge of things. Like, hey, I made appointments we're going bike riding at 2:00. So get up, let's go get your stuff. We're gonna go. Like, I love that.
Yeah.
I love it. Like, I can't do everything all the time. You know, I love women who are, to do that, just to take charge of things once in a while,
Yeah, I like that.
And at these days, it's hard,
Did you? Is there a preference in height? Tall, short, tall, short?
Nah, there's no. I really have a specific. I mean, we were talking about that at work today about how women are, they just like how different they are with personalities and how they, sometimes can, just be secure in yourself and just, if you want something done, do it. Like ask, or just do it or book something to do something,
Right. So you want because people are going to see this video and there might be a girl out there, a woman watching.
For reason, I like women who are like kind of like break my balls too. You know what I mean? Call me out like, hey, stop being a wimp. Let's go. You're being, you know what I mean? Like I don't like crybaby women. I don't like sensitive women because I'm not a sensitive person. So
right.
I'm an intense person. I'm an intense talker. I've been told. So I need someone that is not so sensitive all the time. Not that I'm going to be an asshole, but I mean, I like to joke around. I'm sorry. I like to joke around. I like your women who joke around on me. It's great. It's like one of your boys. You're hanging out, one of your friends. So
yeah. So you definitely want you want a life partner, someone who's going to do things with you, not just go to work, come home, or take care of kids and like not actually get involved and go do CrossFit, go travel with you. You know what I'm saying? And laugh with you. Got it.
Yeah, I don't want them to be like, oh, this is my girlfriend. I want to be like a best friend, a friend as well, who thinks the same way I think.
Mm-hmm. That's cool. And now, how would you, if you could like think about like I'd like to meet somebody. Finish that sentence. I'd like to meet somebody in the dating app, the supermarket, the airplane. Is there somewhere you'd be like, oh, it'd be so cool to meet this person here?
I'm trying to think. I don't really have a specific way of meeting somebody. If people are who they are, wherever they are,
Okay.
So,
I mean, you're a firefighter. Would you ever date a woman that you saved her life?
I'm sorry?
You're a firefighter. Would you ever date a woman that you saved her life from a burning home or something?
Yeah, of course. That has nothing to do with it. Yeah. I don't date firefighters.
Well, there is that thing because they say that they would never date somebody who they saved their life because like they see them as a hero and it's probably because of that. I've heard that theory before. But
but there's always a reason behind something. So whatever the reason is, that shouldn't matter. If she's a good person, she's a good person of whatever the case is.
I think it'd be awesome. Imagine that, like you saved a woman's life and she's like, I love him. He saved my life.
Hey, man. I've met people that have been to jail that are better than people that haven't been to jail. So that has nothing to do with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, there's good people that are locked up and there's bad people that are out on the street. So the way it happened, I don't think it has anything to do with it. If I met her in the club, it is what it is. If she's a good person, just because she's out, who knows? I can't judge her. She might be out for the first time in 10 years. Whether I meet a girl in the supermarket. Yeah, whether I meet a girl in the supermarket, it's normal, but maybe she came from the club. She's been up for 3 days. I don't know. So given that scenario, I don't think that has anything to do with it. It's
all right. So you're open to meet anybody, anywhere, online, dating apps. It doesn't matter. Like even if you met her in the club, like you don't have that in your head anymore. Where it's like,
don't get me wrong. No, don't get me wrong. She's a dancer at a strip club. Obviously, that's not going to happen. But I'm not going to dig my own hole either. You know what I mean?
I wasn't thinking.
I'll say that for the other guys. I'm not going to marry that one. That's not for me.
This is gonna be great. You're gonna get so many comments.
I mean, I'm just speaking for myself. I can't speak for anybody else. It's my opinion. And some
and I love you for that.
Some girls might be, why they fire me because they're all shitheads or whatever. Fine, that's fine. You don't have to. You only
need one. You know what I mean?
That's it. I'm looking long term. I'm looking long term. So I'm not gonna, I say I don't want to settle just I don't need a crutch in my life. I'm very, self-sufficient. I have a strong mind, so I don't need somebody that I have to rely on when a lot of people do. I've been on my own since I've been 18. I moved out here by myself. I get everything by myself. I don't owe anybody nothing. I worked hard. I've gotten lucky. So to have the person I need to lean on, I don't need it. So
you don't need it, yeah.
I just want something good to me. It's not hard. I just want to meet a good person that's good to me, and I'll be good to her, and that's it. It's not difficult. It's really not.
Yeah, just made it nice and simple. Do you Oh gosh, just skip. I had a question for you. Darn it. It'll come back to me. I hope. Oh my gosh, what did I want to ask you? Oh well, it is what it is.
Be what it be.
Exactly. All right, dude. Well, I guess that's it, man. Oh no, I knew it was gonna come back to me. Is there a time frame? Like right now, it's 2020. Are you like, hey, you just turned, you're 40. You're like, by 45, I'm not mad because I've heard this before. If I'm not mad by 45, that's it. It's a wrap. I'll be a single man and I'll be an awesome uncle and I'll, donate to charities. Like, is there an age range that you like? I'd like to have by this time, anything like that at all? Or no.
Well, I'm already an awesome uncle, and I've donated to charities with the firefighter calendar. So those two things are accomplished. No, man. Like, and I don't feel like I'm the kind of person, like, I don't feel like I can never not have children. Like you said, like, I'm 4 years old, but I'm in better shape than most 20-year-olds are. So, I mean, look at Richard Gere, George Clooney. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like there's, even if I'm 60, 70, I don't feel like there's ever an age where I'm going to be like, I'm too old to have a children. I just don't feel that. Everybody
there's no time frame for you.
Correct. Everybody accomplishes different things in their life, and people that have children aren't the best parents, aren't the best people. I mean, I didn't always want children, but I never always didn't want children either. You know what I mean? So I just haven't found that the person I'm looking for to have it with, and my focus was somewhere else, but it just hasn't happened. I don't think there's too many excuses, but it's happening the way it's happening.
Yeah, dude. I think I love it. So basically, you're open. You're open. There's no time frames. There's no pressure you're bringing to any woman or relationship. Like, hey, it's got to happen in the next 2 years.
Right.
You're open to meet a woman anywhere. You have, as long as she makes. It makes you laugh. Did you say that?
It just makes me happy. Make me happy. I'll make you happy. That's it. It's not, and
so simple.
Right. I want you to be like, hey, I'm going on a trip with my girls, and I'm like, hey, go ahead. There's got to be trust. Because, you know what I mean? Like, I can be like, hey, I'm going on a trip with my boy. You'd be like, no, you can't go. Like, it happened to me before. Like, if you don't trust a person, why are you with them? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
For what?
It's true. Yeah.
I
like you have some very strong things. You can't trust them while you're with them. If you're not planning on staying with them forever, why are you with them?
Right. And let me reiterate, I'm not perfect by all means, but, I would try my best, and it just hasn't happened yet. What are you going to do?
Well, I think that you've made some shifts in your life that probably allow that to happen. Before they weren't there and now they are. So I wish you the best of luck. You're going to be an awesome dad. You're being straight up. Being a family man. And I know you personally, so I'm excited for what the future brings for you.
And it will come to worst, I'll be the best uncle. So I'm good with that for now.
I'm with you on that one. They call me. Right. They call me.
I love it. By the way, it's the best job in the world. I love it.
Funko. They're so cute. Funko. I'm like, they're almost cursing, but it's okay.
Right.
All right, man. Angelo, if you want to check out Angelo, go to his Instagram. It's Mr. Angelo C. If you want to get one of his calendars, go to firefightercalendar.com. He's there. And that's it, my man. Pasa fuera.
Pasa fuera, Meester Mario.
He's got it. This guy living in Miami. He's bilingual.